Paul, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Steve.
To mark the year, your podcast, Breaking Beliefism, interviewing me, is out today, and I'm really pleased and proud with how it sounds. What's the main thing people need to know about it?
Oh, that's a very good question. They need to fucking listen to it, don't they? That's the most important thing they can do. It's only 30 minutes of their time, and I have to say, Steve, getting the essence of what we had to say down to 30 minutes was really hard work. I think the most important thing people can take away is the fact that you can work productively and effectively with people that you disagree with. In fact, it probably is better to work with people that you disagree with because they will give you different perspectives and different ideas to help improve all sorts of decisions in policy making, in organizations and institutions, in companies, and in our personal lives.
Yeah, so if you're going to learn something, there's got to be somebody there to disagree with so that something new enters the conversation, right?
Well, groupthink brought us together, didn't it? We met during COVID,
Yeah.
and whatever people's thoughts about how we should respond to it, it was ridiculous, to put it bluntly, or actually that's quite politely for me. It was ridiculous that there was a consensus about what we ought to do. We faced radical uncertainty, and yet the world was overwhelmingly in favour of strong restrictions lasting for quite some time. It
Yeah.
can't be the case that people would all agree with one another. So we need to break out of this idea that there's one size fits all, that there's a consensus around things. We need to be listening to different perspectives to really make better and effective decisions.
Now, Paul, an area where people make decisions, where there's consensus, is people come up with New Year's resolutions. Now, as the happiness professor, I think you've told me you're often asked about New Year's resolutions. So, what do we need to know about New Year's resolutions?
Again, so two things about them. Well, first of all, be really, really, really clear that the resolution is something that's going to make you happier. Right. Well, people often say things. I think every year, top of the list is read more books, right? Do people actually really want to read more books? I mean, some people do, but what they'd like to be is the kind of person who reads more books. And so, unsurprisingly, they don't read any more books because they
Yeah.
don't actually really want to read more books. And it's, arguable whether it would actually make them any happier or not. So forget about the stories, about the things you should be making resolutions about, and pay attention to the things that would actually make you happier day to day. Then
Yeah.
you might have a chance of doing it and being happier as a result of it. But again, you're only going to do it if you implement the intentions. Reading more books as a statement is easy to say, but it's much harder to do. You need to plan your life, your day, organize it in ways that make it easier for you to read more books. Have a screensaver of your books. Join a book club. Put it in your diary to read the book. Right, all the things that are going to make it easier for you to do to turn it into a habit.
I
But
see. So, turn it into
sorry,
habit.
one final thing I would say is
Yeah.
that why does it have to be on January the 1st? Because that's when people have got hangovers mostly, isn't it? People are feeling like grim on January the 1st. And they're coming up with all these crazy ideas of things they're going to do. Do it on August the 8th or do it on January the 5th or something.
Yeah, I've got to tell you, what I knew what would make me happy was not having a hangover on New Year's Day. So I just drank less. It was actually quite nice.
Did you? So I was going to say, so have you got any resolutions for the new year, Steve?
For the new year, my resolution is to make a huge success of the Provocation People. I think we deserve to be a huge success. I think we can help organisations be more productive, more profitable, and crucially, happier places to work. So, yeah, I would like my resolution to be the complete success of the Provocation People as we bring value to other people's lives.
Well, that is a very sensible resolution, Steve. That would certainly make me happy too. And we know that happiness is contagious, right? So if you're happier, then I'm going to be happier. And
Well, on,
hopefully we can embrace and the beliefism ideas into organizations through the provocation people, through provocation, through giving people a little prod here and there, right?
And I definitely have noticed that everyone who hears about the Provocation People says you're onto something. They know that they would like people in their organisations to be able to disagree more gracefully, more constructively, more productively, and to be more happier as they go about work where inevitably there will be disagreements. So everybody knows we're onto something. I think where we are is we want to invite people to get in touch with us. Let's get into your organisation and help you work out how to embed tolerance by design to be happier, more productive, and more innovative at work. Paul, thanks very much indeed, and a very happy new year.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Happy New Year to everybody else too.